Attention bowlers, we are going to get started. Please finish your warm-up frames. We'll be changing to scoring in just a moment. Welcome to Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. It's time for another Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour match. Hey everyone, how are y'all? I'm Steve Kelly. It's Friday night at Lakeside, and it's going to be an awesome Class B North. We're going to have Patrick Holland take on Paul Metivier in Manchester, New Hampshire this evening. Patrick Holland has a record of 84 and 126, while Paul Metivier has a record of 196. I think it's going to be a great match, and I really hope you also think it's going to be a great match. And we're going to get moving in just a moment or two here. The match format is 5 strings with 14 points available for the bowlers. Across the entire match is 2 points per string and 4 for total pinfall. And if there's any ties, you just divide those in 2. Our away bowler this evening is Patrick Holland. And he will begin. We'll figure out what lane he will be starting on in just a moment here. Looks like it's going to be the left lane. The bowlers determine who starts on which lane and what order. It's 5 boxes at a time per bowler. Here's Patrick Holland to begin with a head pin shot. 7 go down, triangle back left side. 4, 7, 8 for Patrick Holland. 3 ball spare welcomes you to this match. I think you're going to love it. This is Candlepin bowling based out of New England and Eastern Canada. A unique sport in a unique region. We don't clear the deadwood around the pins. There are 3 balls per frame if no strikes or spares are thrown. The game is quite more difficult than 10-pin bowling. There's a lot more extra things to think about, such as deadwood, angles, smaller targets, and maybe the pin spotter putting down 9 pins. Nah, just kidding. That just means we got to do a reset, just to do some maintenance down there. Pin setters are a little bit different than 10-pin, as you can tell. There are no oil patterns in Candlepin bowling. ACST bowlers average around between the ranges of 82 and 128 at the extreme ends. We have classes A to E in the ACST. This will be Class B this evening in the Northern Conference. And assuming, oh, well, there's 11 pins. We're off to a great start mechanically. No fault of Patrick Holland. He's just going to clear the deadwood. Hopefully it doesn't take a pin out. It does. Some extra pin action. I was bowling on these lanes last night, and similar things were happening, so we might just have some extra pauses than normal. Subtitles and live captions are available should you need or prefer them. YouTube should have a transcript feature handy as well. I'll call the match for you in audio form, as well as keep the scoreboard updated on your screen. My scoreboard on your screen is unofficial. If the bowlers have any differences, their copy wins. They keep score separately on a piece of paper. And I will follow them if we have any questions. Here's Patrick Holland. He goes corner to almost center, but he stays on his right-handed side of the lane. He takes 4 down. Followed by a chop on the head pin. This is Patrick Holland you're watching. He is in Class B North Division 1. Has a record of 84 and 126 this season. Takes a 7 box in the second for 15. His season average this season in Class B North has been 110.2. And he has an away average of 113.4, a home average of 107.9. And there is our first mark and a strike for Patrick Holland. How about that? Just in your 3rd box. You're eating good if you're getting marks this early. Patrick Holland, he starts in the right corner and crossed over that time, fixing the issue he had with his release where he didn't cross over before in the second frame. He's at 25 and a bonus through 3 with that strike. Patrick Holland working on a strike. And he'll miss the pocket, but he'll take down 8. Leave the 1 and the 9 down there. 8 so far on the strike fill, plus more. How much more? 9 more. Dramatic pause. You saw that pin wiggle, 34 through 3, followed by a nudge down of a 10 for 44 through 4. Patrick Holland's high single this season is, oh my goodness, 176. high series, 632. Patrick to the right of the head pin takes down 6. 1, 2, 4, 7 is on the plate for the spare taking. Let's see what he can do. Holland just a little bit off to the right of the target. Kicks it with wood. But that's about all we can say about that. Piece of wood is out of play. Paul Metivier will investigate and remove it. Patrick Holland is 4th place in his division, 10th in the wild card standings. And actually, why don't we show you his stats for the moment. He's 84 and 126. In his past 5 matches, he's taken 36 points, averaging 7.2 points per match. He has 8 matches at or over 500 in grand total pinfall, and he'll run the rest down for a 10 box. And that should put him at, I believe, 54 through 5. And yes, it is 54 through 5 for Patrick Holland, who went 2 for 5 on the head pin. He had 3 perfect boxes for 5. He had a strike with a 9 fill and 2 10 boxes. Bowlers rotate every 5 boxes. Coming up next will be Paul Metivier to throw his first 5 boxes of the evening here on the ACST in Manchester, New Hampshire at Lakeside Lanes. I'm Steve Kelly. How are you? And how is Paul Metivier this evening? Let's find out. He'll connect with the head pin and he'll take down 9, leaving the 4 with a spare bid with 2 planks of wood of emotional support wood to the right of the 4. Let's see what Paul Metivier can do. Can he swing it? Yes, he can. That was pretty. Plays the wood. Gets a spare. 10 through 1 and a bonus for Paul Metivier. He didn't hit the pin directly. He split the wood and sent them in all directions, one of which was into the pin. Paul Metivier's on a spare fill, and he'll take down 5. He was way off the center. Center diamond in the 7 for Paul Metivier. That's a spare and a 5 fill for 15 through 1. And Metivier, for the follow-up, will break the pocket a little full, leave the 3. No spare. He's got the 3 to contend with for a 10 box. Ends up being a 10 for Paul Metivier for 25 through 2, up by 10 over Patrick Holland's 15 through 2. And Paul Metivier, he's had a relatively positive season himself in Class B North Division 1. Season record of 196. He's bowled 14 matches out of the 18-match season. He bowls out of Lakeside Lanes here in Manchester, New Hampshire. At home, he's 60 and 38. Paul Metivier will drop 7 with a split, a left side setback. That's the 4, the 5, and the 7 pins with no wood really worth noting. Play the 4 in some way. Paul Metivier will go in between the gap of the 4 and the 5. My opinion is you shoot at that 4 pin, kick it into the sidewall, and hope it comes back for the 5. Maybe not play it full like Paul Metivier did. He takes an 8 box for 33 through 3, under Patrick Holland's 34 through 3. Paul Metivier, he has a season average of 107.5. That's under Patrick Holland's season average of 110.2. Paul Metivier on the 1-2 pocket takes 9 down. It's the 6 pin standing this time. Piece of wood rolling towards the 6. It won't obstruct it. It'll just be nearby it. For some neighborly presence, Paul Metivier will hit the neighbor and not take the main resident of the 6 pin. So he's shooting for a 10, and he'll make it 9 for 42. Paul Metivier has an away average of 106.3 and a home average of 108.8. On the road, he's 40 and 58. At home, he's significantly more positive, 60 and 38. This is his 15th match of the 18th match season. Has 3 to go before he completes the regular season. 7 go down for Paul Metivier. He's got the 1, the 2, and the 10 to contend with. He's 3rd in his division and 4th in the wild card positioning. So he's close to the playoffs. A couple of good matches will get him in, and he'll connect with the 1-2 and leave the 10. No mark. He'll take a 9 in the 5th, and that's the end of the half. That puts Paul Metivier at 51 through 5. That is confirmed. 54 through 5 for Patrick Holland. It's a difference of 3 in Patrick Holland's favor. Both bowlers have the mark, but Patrick Holland had a better fill situation. And let's see what he can do for the first time this evening on lane 8. Patrick Holland begins his journey on lane 8 with a 7 drop. That's the 4, the 6, and the 3. Holland, he'll play the 2 on the right, but he'll only find 1. He leaves the 3 and the 4. He's looking for an out of 8 or higher. He'll take an out of 9, with leaving the 4 pin for 63 through 6. Patrick Holland has 42 strikes, 159 spares, and 158 tens for the season with a perfect box percentage of 50%. 77-17 pins on the season so far. He's got a split to work with. 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Spread eagle minus the 10. Holland skips on the foul line. Connects with a 7. Leaves the 2, 3, 4, 6. Find out if Holland can. Ooh, that was pretty. He took an extra pin for a 9 box for 72 through 7. Patrick Holland in his past 5 matches, he's taken 3,085 pins out of his 77-17 pinfall total for the season. Clearing a 11th pin. He's got to throw another ball to get it out of there. So he got deflected. See if he can get by without having to reset. Ooh, the 10 pin. Holds on. Takes a lot of skill to do that without to do a resetless lane clear. Patrick goes left to head pin. 6 go down, 1, 7, 10, 2. On the 1, 7, 10, 2, he takes everything but the 10 out. He was right on the pocket on the inside. And Holland will take another perfect box of 10 in the 8th for 82. He's hovering around 50% in the head pin department. He's gone 4 for 8. 2 splits. 6.63 first ball average. Here's Patrick Holland. On the pocket, an awkward splash, a 6 drop, 4, 7, 9, 10. Let's see what he can do. Plays the wood. We'll get, oh, that was a beautiful spare. Something told me that was going to go. And my instinct was correct. Watch this. He played the right side of the wood, the frontmost wood, and it rolled over on the 9 and the 10. That was cool. 92 and a bonus for Patrick Holland. Oh, and he'll take a 3 fill in the 9th for 95 through 9. Holland's on the pocket. He figures it out for a spare. 105 and a bonus in the 10th for Patrick Holland. 3 fill, nothing. Let's have a nice retry. This is the bonus ball, the overtime ball for the first game for Patrick Holland. Snaps the pocket a little bit sharply for a 5 fill, but a 110 ain't bad to start out for Patrick Holland here at Lakeside Lanes with 3 marks. Decent fills aside from that spare 3 in the 9th. 110 is his first game. Paul Metivier will be up next on lane 8 to finish off the first game in the 4th quarter here on the ACST. Here's Paul Metivier, 51.5. Mixes a few down. Paul Metivier's high single this season in the ACST is 144. His high series is 596. Second ball goes similarly to where the first ball went. And he'll do it again for a 5-box for 56 through 6 for Paul. So he'll lose a couple of pins off of that misfire. Here comes Paul Metivier with an overcorrection on the right side of the head pin this time. Takes 5 down. 4 horsemen left side in the 9. That shot's called a Caliri, C-A-L-I-R-I. And that's a spare on the Caliri. It's a fast lesson in how to get a Caliri and how to remove a Caliri. Class dismissed. Paul Metivier is working on a spare. 66 and a bonus through 7. On the fill. It's on the pocket lightly, but it's going to mix well. A 9 fill it ends up being. 7 pin, and it's all set up for another spare. Metivier, will he get it? Yes, he will. I was a little worried about the way he hit that wood, but it ended up being A-OK because of the angles. Yeah, right there. I was a little worried it might have avoided the 7 pin. But he's at 85 through 8 plus a fill. Misses the head pin but takes down 6. That's 91 through 8 for Paul Metivier now. 139.10. Closing in on Patrick Holland's 110. Just misses the object. Makes it a 10 box. Oops. That's 101 through 9 for Paul Metivier. He's 9 pins away from tying, 10 pins away from winning the first game. Let's see how things go. Paul Metivier crosses over, passes the head pin. He's got the TV shot, the 1-7-10. The high-low jack. The Don Gillis shot. It was the bonus ball raffle contest thing that the Channel 5 show did. Metivier finds the head pin, finds the 10 pin, not the 7 pin. Becomes a 9 for Paul Metivier, and it's a 110, and guess what? That's 1 point per bowler. He just needed one more, but he couldn't do it. So this is the case study of the tie. Both bowlers 110 love, and they tie. 1 point apiece. So in the game that could have been an email, both bowlers are tied at 110 in game and total. As we move on to game 2. Patrick Holland up next. Patrick Holland. Head pin shot. 7 go down. 4-6-3. And Holland spares the 3-4-6. 10 and a bonus through 1. Oops. Sorry about that. This was what I meant to do. Look at this. Beautiful shot by Patrick Holland on the outside of the object. Working on a spare. Holland. 4 fill spread eagle. 14 through 1. Holland on the spread eagle on the outside of the left wing. He starts out on the left wing object pin. He leaves the 3, 6, 7, 10. To finish it up, he'll chop the 6 for a 7. 21 through 2. In case you missed it, Patrick Holland threw a 110. Then Paul Metivier decided he also wanted a 110. The 110s are out of stock. They both tied for 1 point in the first game. Patrick Holland, here we go. First ball, the third frame. It'll be a 7 drop, a split, a 6-7-10 leave. Piece of wood. Looks like it's going to end up back in play. Yes, it is back in play. Seems largely favorable. Let's see how he plays it. Oh, he almost gets it. Spinning messenger spins out off the road on the way to the 7. Doesn't quite get it. He'll be a 9. 30 through 3 for Patrick Holland, who's perfect on the head pin and perfect on splits this game. He's 62% of the head pin overall and has 6 splits up to this point. 6.1 first ball average. Here's Patrick Holland to the right of the head pin. 7 go down, 3 stand up, 1-7-8. Hit your object and hope for the best on the 1-7-8. Holland, there's the 1, there's a 7, there's the 8. Not in that order, but it's a spare. It was 1-8-7. Just like this. Dink, doink, doink. A lateral messenger taking out 2 pins. 40 and a bonus through 4 for Patrick Holland. On that fill, 1-3 pocket and a strike on spare for Patrick Holland. Holy moly. 60 and a bonus through 5. Look at this. Would you look at that? 1-3 pocket, 4 pin got chopped last. Beautiful half and a case study of how to really get things fired up. Patrick Holland with a 3 mark, 60 half, and he's not done. He's got a strike fill when he comes back. He's 4 for 5 in the head pin with 3 splits. 170, 1.5 game total. Paul Metivier is coming up next here at Lakeside Lanes. Here is Paul Metivier to the left of the head pin. Right side 4 horsemen, 1-3-6-10. And he'll spare up the 4 horsemen. That's a way to start. Metivier on the mark. Pocket shot, 9 drop. Everything but the kingpin is standing, and that's a good 9 fill. 19 through 1 for Paul. Single pin spare coming up. And he fires on it. Stays to the right half of the lane. Doesn't cross over. Misses it by about an inch or 2. On the retry. Misses it again, a little closer, but it's a 9 box for 28 through 2. Paul Metivier for the season, 32 strikes, 152 spares, 161 tens, 50% perfect box percentage, 75-31 seasonal pinfall this season. In his past 5 matches, he's taken 29 56 pins. Ooh, he'll chop 2 on the 6 and the 10 on the first ball. Kind of really hugged the right side of the lane there. Metivier overcorrects, goes to the left corner. Center diamond in the 9. Oh, and he'll hit the pocket and leave 3 for a 7 for 35 through 3. A hard-fought 7 box. He's up by 5 to Patrick Holland's 30 through 3, but he's really got some work to do. He has to go 2 consecutive marks to get to 60 for a half. Or to catch up to Patrick Holland's 60 in a bonus half. And he'll start with a 3 drop. He won't cross over again. He'll leave the 6, the 9, and the 10. And Paul, it's a similar story where he overcorrected to the left and he leaves the 1, the 5, and the 3 for a chance at a 10 box here in the 4th. And what will it be? It will be a 10 box for Paul Metivier. 45 through 4. Patrick Holland, 50 through 4. Metivier is going to be a bit behind here. He can get to 55 in a bonus with a mark. And that'll be as close as he can get to Patrick Holland's 60 in a bonus half. And he'll just narrowly miss the head pin. He'll take down 8, leaving the 1 and the 3. And Metivier gets the spare on the outside of the head pin. And that's what he needed, you know. That's a half of 55 and a bonus. Let's watch this shot again because it was so good when the ball has to take that risk of going on the outside of the pocket, but that's a very high chance of success if you can get it to connect. Paul Metivier bookends his half with 2 spares. That's 55 and a bonus through 5. Patrick Holland is coming back with a strike fill and 60 and a bonus through 5. You're watching the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour on 3-Ball Spare and the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour Facebook pages, respectively. I'm Steve Kelly on the mic for you. Patrick Holland at Paul Metivier this evening in Class B North. And Holland fills his strike so far with, looks like it'll be 5, a Caleri on the left side. And the Caleri fill is going to be, I think it's going to be 9. 69.5 for Patrick Holland with that 9 fill on the strike. He'll kick it for a 10. 79 through 6. Patrick Holland, he has his longest streak of strings where he's gone over 100 at 8 consecutive this season. Longest streak of matches where he's gone over 500 has been 8 consecutive this season. Longest winning streak where he's gone more than 7 points per match, 4 consecutive this season. There's a 2-drop and a half Worcester on the left side for Patrick Holland. He's in Class B North Division 1. He's bowled 15 matches this season so far. I believe this is match number 16 for him. In the 18-match regular season, he almost gets the spare. He missed the object, and the object is standing. For an 89 through 7, he'll make it 88 with that 9. Three boxes to go. He threw a 110 in the first game. Patrick Holland, who averages roughly 110 for the season. But on the road, he averages 113.4. 1-3 pocket, 6 splits, 6-drop split, 4, 7, 8, 10. That's a 7th split of the match. 10th headpin shot of the match. And he'll take 3 on the left and leave 1 on the right. And that's a 10 for Patrick Holland for 98 through 8 for a 208 grand total pinfall. 2 boxes before the second game completes. Patrick Holland in the 1-3 pocket. The 5 is wiggling. It's not going to go down. He had a chance. Single pin spare chance for Patrick Holland is a guarantee. 108 and a bonus through 9 for Patrick Holland. Watch this shot. Direct on the 5. 108 and a bonus. It'll be a better game than the first. Bouncy ball. Little off course, but still a 6 fill. 3 diamond, 3, 5, 6, 9, 114 through 9 with that 6 fill. Patrick Holland will connect with a 6. No mark. And he'll leave all but the object for a 9, and he'll have a 123. Game 2, and that is confirmed for Patrick Holland. 2 game total of 233. A lot of headpin shots, a lot of marks. A fair amount of splits, too. He's got 7 splits out of 20 boxes and 12 headpin shots. It'll be Paul Metivier coming up next here on the ACST at Lakeside Lanes on Candia Road in Manchester, New Hampshire. Here's Paul Metivier. And he's working on a spare fill, and he missed the object, but he'll take 5 down. Center diamond in the 6. Will it go? Yeah. Well, the headpin certainly went. 2, 3, 5, 6, and yeah. Nice 9 box. That was certainly one for the history books or the mystery books. Headpin jumps over everything else. 69 through 6 for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier on the 1-2 pocket, and will he get the strike? Will the 5-pin get knocked over by the messenger? It'll only get tapped. Wiggling 5. For the spare. He'll nudge it down for the spare. Well done. Paul Metivier 79 and a bonus through 7. The follow-up for the spare is a 6 fill. 4 horsemen right side, 1, 3, 6, 10, 85 through 7. Piece of wood in between the 1 and the 3 for Paul Metivier. Nudges the head pin, and that's it. Three, 6, 10 for Paul. It's gone. That's a 10 box for 95 through 8. That's only 3 pins down from Patrick Holland in the 8th, but Patrick Holland had 1 more mark left in him for the last 2 frames, along with a 6 fill. Paul, pocket shot. Oh my goodness, one of these has to go. It's a 6-7 leave. And they both wiggled, and I thought one of the 2 would fall in the skirmish, but they both stand 6-7 with 2 pieces of wood along the 6. Paul Metivier places the 6 almost towards the 7. Good chance, good shot, nice offer. Offer not accepted by the lane. The 7-pin stands. You can get to 104 or 105 in this box now with a 9 or a 10. Ends up being a 9 for 104. Down by 10 to 114 through 9 for Patrick Holland. He'll need a mark and then some change. Mark and a 9 fill, I reckon, to tie. Metivier, head pin a little thick. 5 drop, 3 right, 2 left. Spread equal minus the 2. Metivier, he'll round it out and even it up for 2 left, 2 right, 4, 6, 7, 10. Game 2 belongs to Patrick Holland, who has 3 cumulative points so far. It'll be an 8 box for Paul Metivier with a 112. Game 2. 233 for Patrick Holland and 222 for Paul Metivier. 123 in the second game for Patrick Holland and 112 in the second game for Paul Metivier. Patrick Holland, who is leading in splits and head pins, has a narrow lead as of right now. That's enough about the second game. Let's move on right to the third game here on the ACST. Patrick Holland will be up next on lane number 7 at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester, New Hampshire. I hope you're enjoying this match. I'm Steve Kelly on the mic and the call. Hi, I'm right here. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying this match, and I hope we have a great remaining 3 games. Let's continue. Here's Patrick Holland on lane 7. And he'll take 4 down, mostly in the back row. Kind of like the 4-7 pocket vicinity, and some back row action went. And he almost spares it up. He leaves the 10. For the 10 box, he's got it 10 through 1 for Patrick Holland. Here's Holland on the pocket, a little thick. He's got 3 right, 2 left. Spread eagle minus the 2. Holland plays the 3 on the right, leaves the 2 on the left. Four 7 leave for Patrick Holland. It's gone. Another 10 box. 20 through 2 for Patrick Holland. Patrick fires to the right side of the head pin, doesn't cross over. He's got to leave a 5. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, and that's a 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 spare. Great shot by Patrick Holland. Some explosive hits from Patrick Holland this evening. He's got 30 in a bonus through 3. Working on a spare. A light hit on the pocket, but he'll take 7 down. He's got 37 through 3. 2, 4, 7 leave. See ya. Plays the wood for another spare. 47 through 4. Actually, I was worried about the way he hit that. That's not usually a guarantee here at Lakeside Lanes. Where did he hit that? North of the red line. Wow. I am really surprised that went, actually. He'll drop 7. And that's 54 through 4. He's going to have probably another 60-something half. Can he get a mark? Plays the 2 on the left, doesn't get the 3rd on the right. So he's got a cluster down there of pins in front of the 9. And it will be an interesting shot for a 10. So he's looking at a 63 half or a 64 half, depending on the outcome of this next ball. Calculating shot. He gets it for the 10. 64 through 5 for Patrick Holland is the half. He's got a halftime total of 297, 2 games in. 60% head pin completion percentage, 9 splits, 6.03 first ball average, 2 strikes, 7 spares, and 8 tens for Patrick Holland. That 6.03 first ball average is wonderful. Paul Metivier coming up next here on the ACST. Here he is. And there he is. A 1 drop on the 4 for Paul Metivier. The follow-up is going for the pocket. It's a little full. He leaves the 3, 4, 7, 10. No, excuse me. 2, 6, 7, 10. pin numbers, you know? And it goes into the void for a 6-box in the first for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier in his past 5 matches, 20 strikes, 70 spares, and 69 tens. Average points per away match, 5.7. Average points per home match, 8.6. He'll mix down 7. Missed the pocket, 1-4-7 for Paul. And you got to play the head pin and hope you don't cap it. Cap the wood to the left of the head pin. He missed the head pin, missed the wood. Took the 4 and 7, missed, and the head pin stands. And the follow-up is a 9-box for 15 through 2 for Paul Metivier. So Paul Metivier, his longest streak of matches where he's gone more than 550 has been 2 consecutive and 8 consecutive 500 or higher matches this season. Metivier will drop 6 and split 6. 4-6-3-10. He's got a piece of wood basically filling the gap between the 3 and the 4, but it's kind of settling. I thought it was maybe rolling back a little bit more, but it's going to be in an awkward spot. I would play the right side of it. Metivier sees that. Oh, and just a little bit off. You know, it was just, you can be off by so little, and that can mean a lot. Sometimes even the right ball doesn't go. And it'll be a 9. 24 through 3 for Paul. Paul Metivier's all-time high series 5 games is 666. His all-time high single is 203 in 1998. He'll drop 5. Cleary left side. Metivier will take the 4 and only the 4. Paul Metivier makes it, maybe. No, it's going to be a 9-box for Paul Metivier. That's 33 through 4. I really thought that pin was going to go. It held on. So Patrick Holland stands to take a significant grand total pinfall lead here. At least as of halfway through. Paul will find the head pin and he'll find 6 pins. 3, 4, 7, 10. The follow-up, he kicks the wood behind the object pin, but it wasn't quite where he should hit it. He'll take the 3 and the 6, leaving the 4 and the 7. No mark half for Paul Metivier. He makes it a 10-box. And that's a 43 half for Paul Metivier and a halftime total of 265. Patrick Holland leads by 32 in the total. Patrick Holland leads in the game by 21. It'll be Patrick Holland to start the second half on lane 8. Here on the ACST. Patrick Holland, and that's a way to start the second half with a strike. We're still blinking the lights in the lobby to tell people to get back to their seats. And Patrick Holland has got no time for that. Throws the hammer out of the gate, 74 and a bonus through 6. He's working on a strike. Goes to the right of the head pin, doesn't cross over, takes 7 down so far on the strike fill. Ends up being an 8 fill. 82 through 6. 1 in the 4 for Patrick Holland. What'll it be? It'll be a 9. 91 through 7. Patrick Holland, in the last season, he was the ACST D South winner. Graduated up to Class B this year and Class B Northern Conference this year. Takes 5 down. Leaves the 1 and 7 on the spare shot. And he'll make it a 10 box. 101 through 8 for Patrick Holland. Patrick Holland, his past 5 matches, he's thrown 26 strikes, 67 tens, and 72 spares. He won't find the head pin here. He'll find 5 pins. 4 on the left, 1 on the right. 1, 2, 4, 7, 10 for Patrick Holland. This is the object, takes 3, leaves 2. It'll be a 9 in the 9th for Patrick Holland for 110. Patrick Holland on the road, he takes on average 5 points per away match. At home, he bowls 5.5 average points per home match. It'll take 6 out so far. One, 3, 6, 10 for Patrick Holland, and he'll leave the 3. With 1 to go, it's gone for a 10. Third game is a 120. How about a 353 triple for Patrick Holland? 3 strikes, 7 spares, and 10 tens, 67% perfect boxes. 53% on the head pin, 9 splits, and a 6.2 first ball average. Coming up next is Paul Metivier. Here's Paul Metivier on lane number 8, the Ocho. He goes to the right of the head pin and he mixes down 5 so far. And Paul will hit the wood and take the 7 by proxy. One, 2, 4, 10 leave. He'll leave the 4 and the 10 for an 8 box and the 6 for 51 through 6. Paul Metivier on average goes 27.1 for 50 on the head pin and 12.8 splits per match on average. And he'll take 3 out. A diagonal slice of the 3-5-8. Nudges another pin out. 6 standing. Followed by a 6 box. 57 and 7 for Paul Metivier. Paul will cross over a little bit too much. He'll take just 2 down, just the 4 and the 7. Metivier chops 2 more out. He's got a 6-pack right side and 4 pins down. Metivier having a rough game here. He'll make it an 8-box in the 8th for 65 through 8. Trailing by a considerable amount in the 8th to Patrick Holland's 101. Paul Metivier is the 18th highest Class B average at 107.5. He'll find the head pin, but he'll only find a split. 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Spread eagle minus the 3. And he'll take 3 on the left, and he'll leave the 2 on the right. No messengers cross the line in the center. The dividing line. 6 and 10 for Paul Metivier, 8, 9, or 10. He's got a 10-box for 75 through 9. Metivier in box number 10. The first ball misses the head pin again. He'll take 6 down. He's got the 1, 5, 3, 7. And he's on the outside of the head pin, and the 7 doesn't go. Thought I had a chance of going the way the ball was angled. Markless third game for Paul for a 10. And that's going to be 85 for the third game for Paul Metivier. 307 3-game total. Patrick Holland scores another 2 points. 5 points, Patrick Holland. 1 point, Paul Metivier. It's 307 3 games in for Paul Metivier. 353 3 games in for Patrick Holland. When we return, it's going to be game 4. Patrick Holland, the away bowler, will start things off on lane 7 at Lakeside Lanes. And I hope you're having a wonderful Friday evening here at remotely, wherever you are. I was about to say Lakeside Lanes, but you're probably not at Lakeside Lanes unless you are here at Lakeside Lanes. And if you're not, why don't you come down to Lakeside Lanes one of these days? It's a great place to bowl at, and you should check it out. In the meantime, let's start game 4. Oops. And oh my goodness, a strike for Patrick Holland. Wow. In fact, I wasn't even done yapping, and I had to switch everything over really quick. Barely even caught the action, just caught the explosion at the end. For the double strike attempt, it's no good. He'll take a few out. He'll take 3 down. Strike Phil. 8. 18 through 1. 1 on the 7 left. And it ends up being a 9-box. 27 through 2 for Patrick Holland. Holland doesn't cross over, he just takes 3 out. Collides with the 6, 9, 10 on the first ball. Second ball now crosses over, leaves the 1 and the 3. And ends up being a 10-box for 37 through 3 for Patrick Holland. Patrick, oh, and he gets a quarter Worcester. Just the 2. Follow up on the quarter Worcester is a spare. That's a way to take a quarter Worcester. 47 and a bonus through 4. And the result of the spare fill is a 9 drop. Missed the head pin, but didn't matter too much. 56-4. Will he get a spare? No! And I probably was... I didn't want to say it, but I had a feeling I was worried about that wood. That premonition played out. That's going to be a fouled 9. First 65 through 5 for Patrick Holland, striking a spare. 1 for 5 in the head pin this half. He's overall 49% the head pin with 9 splits, 5.95 first ball average, 3.5 game total of 418. Coming up next is Paul Metivier to start out game 4 of 5 here on the ACST in Manchester, New Hampshire at Lakeside Lanes. In fact, we have a couple extra seconds. Yeah, you should check out Lakeside Lanes off of exit 1 on Route 101 on the Massabesic Traffic Circle. Great place to bowl at. Owned by Tim Lipke. Great house. There's glow bowling available. Tons of leagues. Summer leagues just about to start here at Lakeside. 24 great lanes of bowling. And then there's the 25th lane, which is the bar. It's a great place. It's been voted multiple times by WMER as the viewer's choice best bowling alley. So do check it out if you're in the area. Here's Paul Metivier. Started off a little bit more to the left of the center. Usually starts off in the corner. Drops 4. Paul Metivier finds the head pin, but he's a little full on it. Leaves the 3-6-10. It's a 9. Paul Metivier recently faced Dave Hodge Malan in round 6, where he took 2 points. 526 series, 106, 109, 96, 105, and 110 with 2 strikes, 10 spares, and 12 tens. He'll chop 2 here, a half lister on the right side. And delete the 6 and the 10, no mark. And he gets a 10 out of it for 19 through 2. And that's going to be just a reset. As you saw, the pin spotter spotted 9 pins, so just trying to get that cycled. While we're waiting for that, I'll review Patrick Holland's stats for you one more time. Didn't get a chance to do that yet. Patrick Holland has 12 matches where he hasn't gotten double-digit point victories. His longest streak of matches where he's gone over 600 has been 3 consecutive this season. That's right, 600. And there's Paul Metivier with a 5 split, 3 right, 2 left. He takes the 3 on the right. He leaves the 2 on the left. And he'll leave 2 on the left for an 8 box. 27 through 3. Paul Metivier will not cross over. He'll drop 5. He's got the 1, 2, 4, 7, 10. And he'll spare that up. Piece of wood to help mow down the 4 horsemen on the left side. Watch that wood in between the 1 and the 2, and you'll see what I mean. Right there. Beautiful shot. Paul Metivier has broken the drought of marks, but he'll fill it with 4 in a spread eagle split. 41 through 4. chop the 6 and the 10 to leave the 2, 3, 4, 7. He'll make it a 9. That's a 50 half for Paul Metivier. 65 half for Patrick Holland is 418. Patrick Holland 357. Paul Metivier. Patrick Holland leads by 61 in the total. Patrick Holland leads by 15 in the string. It'll be Patrick Holland starting out on lane 8 next. Here in the third quarter of the fourth game here on the ACST. Here's Patrick. Doesn't cross over, he takes 6 down. 1-7, 10-2. And he'll take the 1, the 2, the 7, but the 10 doesn't go. Makes it a 9 for 74 through 6 for Patrick Holland. Patrick Holland, on average, goes 24 for 50 on the head pin with 8.9 splits per match on average. And he'll take 2 out here. 4 in the 7. And everything else is standing. And he'll leave 5 standing on the second ball. And a 5 box it will be. 79 through 7 for Patrick Holland. He's on the head pin. Will he get a backdoor strike? He wraps around the 3. But it doesn't go. Holland, he has it. Single pin spare secured. And he's filling that spare with a 5, a left side Caleri. And he'll take the sleeper off the Caleri, and it turns into a 4 horseman leave. Holland will leave 2 for an 8 box, and the 9th for 102 through 9. Holland crosses over. He takes 7 down. He leaves the 1-3-6. To take him out, he hits the object and just gets a little stuffed, and the pins kind of do a little skip, hop, and a jump. The 3 and the 6 are still standing. Makes it a 9 for 111 game 4. That's a 464 fourth game total for Patrick Holland. He's 136 away from a 600. So Paul Metivier will be coming back up for the fourth quarter of the fourth game. This Class B North action at Lakeside Lanes in Manchester. Metivier finds the head pin. He finds 6. And then he finds a spare after the 6 drop. 60 plus a fill through 6 for Paul Metivier. And sadly, he'll take a 3 fill on that spare shot. 63 and a bonus through 6. Takes 2 more out. He's got 5 down, 5 up. 1, 5, 3, 4, 7. And it ends up being a 7 box for 70 through 7. Compare that to 79 through 7 for Patrick Holland. Paul Metivier just trailing by 9 in this game as of the 7th frame. Paul Metivier's got some work to do in terms of the grand total pinfall, however. Here comes Metivier. He's going to find the 1-3 pocket. He's going to not get a split. He'll take 6 down. The accordion doors on the left side, the 7, 8, 4, 6, with wood between the 4 and the 5. Excuse me, 7, 8, 4, 5. It's a spare. Whatever it is, it was a spare. We don't have enough accordion players anymore. Paul Metivier is trying to bring that back with the accordion shot spare. Watch this. All right, Paul Metivier working on another spare. 8 fill, maybe 9. It'll be 8. 88 through 8. 3-9 is the spare shot. What'll it be? Oh, and he'll miss the object. He'll take the pin behind it. He'll nudge it down for a 10 for 98 through 9. Paul Metivier, his longest streak of strings where he's gone more than 100 has been 10 consecutive this season, followed by 8 consecutive matches where he's gone more than 500 in grand total pinfall. 1-2 pocket, weird mix. 3, 7, 9, 10, a split, his 9th split of the game. Oh, takes everything but the object. That's going to be game 4 for Patrick Holland officially. 9 for Metivier, 107 game 4, for game total of 414 for Paul Metivier. Patrick Holland currently with 7 points. Paul Metivier currently with 1 point. That's the story of the 4th game. When we come back, we're going to start the 5th game. It'll be Patrick Holland on lane 7. I will change the pin camera now before I do this. I hope you all are enjoying this match, and let's start the 5th and final game. And that's not a strike this time for Patrick Holland. It's a quarter Worcester. Just the 2 drop. See, I hurried myself to switch the pin cam just for that. It doesn't end up being a spare. It's an 8-10 leave. He'll clean it up for a 9. Patrick Holland's longest streak of matches where he's gone more than 550 in grand total pinfall has been 8 consecutive, and his longest streak of matches where he's gone more than 500 has also been 8 consecutive. Head pin average per match, 24 for 50. Split average per match, 8.9. With 3 pinfall wins this season, he'll take 3 down. He'll chop the 3 and the 9 on the second ball. Patrick Holland has passed 5 away matches. He's taken 24 points and averaged 4.8 points per away match. Ooh, and he'll take a rough 5 box in the 2nd frame of the 5th game. Patrick Holland has averaged 116 up to this 5th game. He's going to take 3 down here. He's got the 1-2-10. Misses the head pin to the right. Ends up being a 9, 9-5-9, 23 through 3 for Patrick Holland. In Patrick Holland's past 5 home matches, he's taken 40 points, averaging 8 points per match. He has the 6th highest ACST high single at 176. And that's the 3rd highest ACST North high single. He won't connect with the head pin directly, but he will get a split for that hit. 8 drop. 6-8 leave. 6-7 is old news. We're talking about the 6-8. Paul Metivier will go down to remove the out-of-bounds wood. Holland on the 6-8. Doesn't spare it. He doesn't do what Ari Liebman did at Harvard Lanes. Ari Liebman did make the 6-8 split for a spare. That's a 9 for Patrick Holland, 32 through 4. He's got no head pin shots this game, but he has 1 split this game. He's 4 pins away from 500. And he's 1 box away from being halfway done this 5th and final game. Patrick Holland on the 1-3 pocket. 6 pins go down. He's got the 4, the 2, the 7, and the 8. Can Holland sit with a spare? Oh, he'll try, but he won't quite get it. He'll leave the 7. A noble effort. So Holland's on the 7 pin. He's working on a 10 box. Let's see if he can figure it out. He will for a 10. He'll go markless, but he'll take a 42 half. And a 5-0-6 4.5 game total for Patrick Holland. 110, 123, 120, 111, and an in progress 42. 4 strikes, 9 spares, 12 tens. 19 head pin shots, that's 42%. 10 splits, 5.82 first ball average. It'll be Paul Metivier coming up next here to start off the 2nd quarter of the 5th and final game on the ACST in Manchester, New Hampshire at Lakeside Lanes. 7 drop for Paul. 1-3-9. And Metivier will take a spare off that 1-3-9 leave. And Metivier needs to respot because you can see only 9 pins down there. He's just going to throw a ball just to get the pins and balls down there just kind of jostled and shuffled. Happens on Candlepin lanes. The pin setters in almost every Candlepin house are older than most people. So they're luckily, you know, not terribly difficult to repair, but just things happen mechanically where we just have to be a little patient sometimes. Metivier's working on a spare fill. It's going to be, unfortunately, 3. 13 through 1. And Metivier almost spares up that 3 drop. He leaves the 7. 9 or 10. It's a 10. 23 through 2 for Paul Metivier, 14 through 2 for Patrick Holland. Here's Paul Metivier on the 1-3 pocket. He takes 8 down, leaves the 4-7. With some emotional support wood nearby, the 4 and the 7. And Paul Metivier gets a pretty spare off that. The 4 dances around the 7 to take it at the end. Off the sidewall and into the 7. 33 and a bonus through 3. He'll miss the head pin on the fill, but he'll get 6 on the fill. One, 2, 7, 10. He'll take the 1 and the 2, and the 7 and the 10 aren't touched. It was just kind of full, honestly. And it will be a 9 for Paul Metivier. That's 48 through 4. And Paul struggling to find the head pin. Kind of off again, on again. He'll take 4 down. He's got a 6-pack right side. Now, I'll remind you, the 6-pack is brought to you by the 25th lane at Lakeside Lanes. Great bar inside the bowling alley here, and that's a spare on the 6-pack for Paul Metivier. 3 mark half. 58 and a bonus through 5. And that's the story for Paul Metivier. Up by quite a bit in this 5th game. 472 so far. And Patrick Holland is ready to fire. And Holland will start with a 6 drop. 4 horsemen left side. And he almost gets the spare on the 4 horsemen. He leaves the 7. Ball went pretty much precisely where it had to go. He'll take a 10 off it. 52 through 6 for Patrick Holland. And didn't get a chance to sneak it in. Here was that 6-pack spare for Mr. Metivier before he sat. It's a great ball. But anyways, back to Patrick Holland. And a pocket shot and a strike for Patrick Holland. Well done. That's the way to get back on track. Great ball, great action, 1-3 pocket hit, and that was how it went. Here's the follow-up for the double, almost the same ball, but he takes 8 down. 5-9. So far, 8 on the strike fill. And he'll take a spare on strike. Big 20, and then another mark opportunity. 82 and a bonus through 8 for Patrick Holland. He just keeps on rolling. Pocket shot again, another big fill of 6. Inverted triangle, 5, 6, 7, 9. And everything goes, but maybe the 6, maybe. No, it's going to stand. I was talking with Patrick Holland before the game, and he hasn't bowled at Lakeside. He either hasn't bowled at Lakeside at all, or he hasn't bowled at Lakeside all that often. I was telling him, I was like, these are the kind of things you should expect. Not everything is going to be a gimme here. It's an honest house. That'll be 98 through 9 for Patrick Holland. So he had a strike, a spare, and a 10. He's had a perfect half so far. Just clearing out that wood. Probably going to have to... Nope, the reset gate will get it. Okay, 98 through 9. Patrick Holland at 562 so far. He'll not find the head pin here. He'll drop 5. So he'll get relatively close to 600. Not quite 600, but he gave it a great attempt as he leaves the 10 for the spare shot. So he's at 571 or 572 for the evening. Holland makes it a 10 for a 572 series and a 108 game 5. He went 44% in the head pin this evening with 11 splits and a 6.02 first ball average, 5 strikes, 10 spares, 15, 10, 60%. Perfect box percentage, averaging 7.07 on each fill and totaling 106 off of all of his fills combined. He threw a 294 on lane 7 and a 278 on lane 8 this game. Or, this evening. Here's Paul Metivier. 1-3 pocket, and he's filling a spare, by the way. He'll take an 8 fill, a small split, 7-8. Metivier on the 7-8. Hits the wood. Can't send the ball to the left. It's the art of redirecting the ball laterally to take the 7 and the 8 with wood. He'll nudge one, touch the other, doesn't go down, 9 box, 75 through 6 for Paul Metivier. Paul Metivier has only got 1 point so far, and that was in the first game where both bowlers tied 110. Metivier, 1-2 pocket, drops 5. 5, 6, 3, 9, 10. And he'll spare up that cluster of 5 on the right side. 85 and a bonus through 7 for Paul Metivier. Let's watch this shot again if we have some time. I'd like to thank our ACST committee members as we finish up this evening. Our league commissioner, Danny Finn, our Class B treasurer, Corey Alisi, our statistician, Micah Imperato. Links in the description for Steve Abadili, who contributed some video content in the B-roll and such. The staff at Lakeside Lanes, as always, for accommodating us in the ACST, as always. Thank you. 6 drop for Paul Metivier, 1, 2, 4, 7. 4 horsemen left side, 6 fill, 91 through 7. And he'll almost get another spare. The 7 pin is just protected by colliding messenger and wood collisions. And he'll take a 9. 100 through 8 for Paul Metivier. If you like this, I encourage you to subscribe to the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook and YouTube. If you like my content, I am 3-ball spare on Facebook and YouTube. There's 1-2 pocket for Mr. Metivier. He drops 9, leaves the 6 pin standing. Paul Metivier stands to take the 5th game. Total might be out of reach, but he'll get the spare, though, in the 9th for 110. Be sure to stay tuned after the match is concluded. After we run through all the final stats, I'll put together a highlight reel of all of these shots from all the replay files, so you can watch all the greatest shots in rapid fire. Metivier is working on a spare fill. He'll drop, more than 6. How about 8? Not in the head pin, but he's got the 1 and the 10. He's got 118 through 9. He leads by 10 in the string. He's down by 40 in the total. And he'll take a nice spare kick in the wood. $128 for Paul Metivier, 542 total. He can get to 552 in the total. So he can get close, but he still will lose by a minimum of 20. And he'll take 2. That'll be a 544 total for Paul Metivier then. And that is ball game, folks. That's 544 this evening for Paul Metivier. He took the 5th game. He's got 3 points, and Patrick Holland will take 7 points. This is all before the grand total pinfall. Paul Metivier threw a 270 on the left lane, a 274 on the right lane. He would have won 19 boxes had it been head-to-head. Patrick Holland would have won 25. Paul Metivier went 42% in the head pin with 10 splits, 5.78 first ball average, no strikes, 15 spares, 10 tens, 50% perfect box percentage. Paul Metivier told 88 off of fills, averaging 5.87 per mark. Here's our final stats. It's 11 points for Patrick Holland and 3 points for Paul Metivier this evening. I believe that moves Patrick Holland to 95 and 129 for the season. Paul Metivier 103 and 107 for the season will be the final results from tonight. A lot of splits this evening. Patrick Holland had one more than Paul Metivier, 44% for Patrick Holland on the head pin, while Paul Metivier had 42%. First ball averages were pretty high, 6.02 for Patrick, and Paul Metivier had 5.78. And lastly, before we move to the highlight reel, here's some graphs. If you like graphs and just can't get enough of graphs, you can pause the video and full screen it if you want to see more of this. Anyways, I've been Steve Kelly for 3 Ball Spare in the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. And we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for the highlight reel. But anyways, for Paul Metivier and Patrick Holland, have a great one, everybody. And he has an away average of 113.4, a home average of 107.9. And there is our first mark and a strike for Patrick Holland. Let's see what Paul Metivier can do. Can he swing it? Yes, he can. That was pretty. Let's see what he can do. Plays the wood. We'll get, oh, that was a beautiful spin. Holland's on the pocket. He figures that he takes 5 down. 4 horsemen left side in the 9. That shot's called a Caliri, C-A-L-I-R-I. And that's a spare on the Caliri. Metivier, will he get it? Yes, he will. I was a little worried about the way he hit that. And Holland spares the 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Holland. There's the 1, there's a 7, there's the 8. Not in that order, but it's a spare. On that fill, 1-3 pocket and a strike on spare for Patrick Holland. 3, 6, 10. And he'll spare up the 4 horsemen. And Metivier gets the spare on the outside of the head pin. Single pin spare chance for Patrick Holland is a guarantee. For the spare, he'll nudge it down for the spare. Well done. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. And that's a 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 spare. He's got 37 through 3. 2, 4, 7 leave. See ya here on the ACST. Patrick Holland, and that's a way to start the second half with a strike. Placed a bowl at, and you should check it out. In the meantime, let's start game 4. Oops. And oh my goodness, a strike for Patrick. Follow up on the quarter Worcester is a spare. That's a way to take a quarter Worcester. And he'll spare that up. Holland, he has it. And then he finds a spare, the 7, 8, 4, 6, with wood between the 4 and the 5. Excuse me, 7, 8, 4, 5. It's a spare. Whatever it is, it was a spare. And Metivier will take a spare off that 1, 3, 9 leave. And Paul Metivier gets a pretty spare off that. Brought to you by the 25th Lane at Lakeside Lanes. Great bar inside the bowling alley here, and that's a spare on the 6-pack for Paul Metivier. Anyways, back to Patrick Holland. And a pocket shot and a strike for Patrick Holland. Well done. And he'll take a spare on strike. It'll spare up that cluster of 5 on the. While Metivier stands to take the 5th game. Total might be out of reach, but he'll get the spare, though. 10 in the string. He's down by 40 in the total. And he'll take a nice spare kick in the wood.